Hi everybody, welcome to the Red Bank Public Library. I'm Miss Sierra and this is RAD Lab Story Time. Remember that the RAD stands for Reading, Activity, and Discovery. So today we're going to read a good book. We're going to learn how to make a recipe. I think that's going to be fun. We're going to talk about eating good food. And here's my cool toy for today, my body. Let's make him look like he's getting some good exercise. Here we go, running fast. So we've talked about how to take care of our bodies by getting outside and getting exercise, getting fresh air, getting a good night's sleep. What else? Eating good food. So I'm going to read a book today called On the Farm at the Market. It's by G. Brian Karras, and it's all about the behind the scenes at the farmer's market. Does your town have a farmer's market? Red Bank does, and at the market you can get lots of fresh fruits and vegetables and other kinds of great and interesting things. Good bread, good cheese, honey, the pickle man. I love the pickle man. Anyway, let's take a look at this book and then I'll show you a good recipe that you can make at home that doesn't involve really cooking on the oven or stove. All right, here we go. It says, it's afternoon and business as usual at the Monte Rosa Vegetable Farm. Time to get ready for the farmer's market tomorrow morning. Leo tells his workers which vegetables to pick first. Some vegetables are packed up tonight, while others will be picked early in the morning. The workers know that greens are best picked soon after the sun rises, when the temperatures are still cool. The vegetables get washed right away to take out the field's heat. Then they're packed up and loaded into trucks. Empty crates are stacked and ready for tomorrow's crops. So right there, I learned something new. I didn't know that they have to wait until right before they come to the market to pick some of their vegetables. It says, soon everyone but Leo has gone home. He checks to make sure that nothing is forgotten. He snaps a bean in half and tastes it. Perfect, he says. Over at the amazing cheese dairy farm, Isaac is training his new worker, Rachel. He hands her a clipboard. These are the directions for making cheese, he tells her. Remember to put a check mark after you finish each step. A very important, don't miss any steps. He takes Rachel over to the big steel vat. To make curds, he explains, milk goes into this vat. You turn on the heater and stir and keep on stirring. He shows her how. Rachel takes the large paddle and stirs like she's rowing a boat in a race. Not so fast, says Isaac with a grin. Rachel stirs until the whey, or the liquid, separates from the curds. Those are the chunks. Next, the curds are scooped up and put into molds where they became cheese. Have you ever thought of how cheese is made? This is cool. The cheeses are placed on racks and allowed to age. Some for days and others for months. Ronnie and Louisa are going over the list of cheeses to be packed in the van early tomorrow morning. Mozzarella, check. Queso Blanco, yep. And cheddar, got it. What's your favorite kind of cheese? Rachel looks at her list to make sure every step has a check mark. All done, she reports. Not yet, says Isaac, and he hands her a mop. It's gonna be a late night for everybody at the amazing cheese dairy farm. Gotta have cleanup time, right? Okay, here on Gary's farm, the mushrooms grow in a room on shelves and on bags that hang from the ceiling. It resembles a forest if you think about it, Gary explains. The plastic bags filled with a mixture of hay, sawdust, and water are like tree trunks. Other mushrooms grow on the cakes that rest on shelves like damp logs on a forest floor. Wow, this is interesting. I just saw some giant mushrooms in the grass on someone's house when I was walking to work today. But if you had a mushroom farm, I guess this is how they do it. I never knew that. The temperature is cool and a fog machine keeps the air misty. Gary trims the mushrooms with sharp scissors and packs them into crates for tomorrow. It's late and time for sleep, but there's one more job to do. Morning will come too soon. Looks like he has to get his truck ready for the ride in the morning. Okay, at the market. Early Sunday, the market gets off to a slow start. The spaces are taken one by one, and no one talks as tents and tables go up. A breeze blows and the tents feel like balloons. Wind, someone yells. Tie that corner down, hold it tight. The wind whooshes through, and then it's quiet again. So our farmer's market looks kind of like this in a parking lot with different tents and tables set up. Sharon, the market manager, comes by with a tray of steaming cups. Who wants hot chocolate? Everyone. Friends catch up with one another. At 10 a.m., customers and browsers start to arrive. Amy from the Busy Bee Cafe is always one of the first shoppers there. She checks in with her favorite farmers. A lot of restaurants do their shopping at farmers markets so that they can get the freshest and most delicious produce. What do you have for me today, Leo? She said. Oh, some nice Swiss chard leeks. And take a look at these tomatoes, he says, showing them off. New Jersey has famous tomatoes, Jersey tomatoes. Amy fills her cart. Perfect for tonight's specials, she says as she walks away. Oh, save me a table for later, Leo calls, as he weighs some broccoli rabe for his next customer. Now there's long lines of people. Produce gets weighed, and bags get filled, and pies get boxed, and parents carry babies, and kids eat farm fresh ice cream and cookies. Yum. The Blackberry Hill Fiddlers finally arrive. They unpack, set up, and soon fill the air with their music. Now that sounds nice. Our farmer's market doesn't have music. Next stop for Amy is the amazing cheese farm stand. Cheddar cheese, please, she tells Isaac. Ooh, what's for dinner at the Busy Bee tonight? He asks. Only one way to find out, Amy says, and she winks. You know what the only way to find out is? You gotta go to the cafe and have dinner. The last stop for Amy is Gary's mushrooms. She buys some of each kind. Gary looks at Amy's cart. He says, you've got cheddar cheese, Swiss chard, leeks, mushrooms, and I see you stopped at Henny's Eggs. I can guess what the Busy Bee special is tonight. Should I save you a seat? Amy asks him. You bet, Gary says. So I wonder what that recipe is gonna make. By the end of the afternoon, the crowd starts to thin out. Farmers put away what little food is left, and tents come down. One by one, the space is empty, and soon the only people left are workers cleaning up. The sky begins to get dark, but the lights are on over at the Busy Bee Cafe. A few of the Blackberry Hill Fiddlers show up and play a song while everyone sits down for some of Amy's special market pie. After the hard work on the farm and a long day at the market, everybody's ready for a good meal and some fun. So I guess she was buying all the ingredients for special market pie. And there it is. Looks like a quiche to me. And let me read you this author's note. It says, because farmers markets start in the morning, a lot of harvesting, washing, and packing happens at the last minute. Some fruits and vegetables can be packed the night before, but others have to be picked early in the morning on market day. Even though much of the work is done at the last possible moment to ensure freshness, growing fruits and vegetables and making cheese takes a lot of work over a long period of time. And for farmers, timing is everything. Knowing when to plant crops and when to pick them, or how long to age a cheese, is part of a farmer's job. Farmers must take many steps to offer food at its absolute freshest. Anyone who thinks farming is a simple job should talk to a farmer. And then say thank you. Without farmers, boy, we wouldn't have so many delicious things to eat. What's your favorite fruit or vegetable? It's summertime and I'm eating a lot of fruit. I love strawberries and pineapple and blueberries, watermelon. Definitely strawberries and blueberries. Oh, and peaches. Peaches and nectarines. And it's time to go peach picking around here. So I might do that with my family this weekend. Anyway, let me get ready for us to make a delicious recipe and show you some fruits and vegetables from the farmer's market. I'll see you in a sec. Hey, did you guys even know that the library has a little kitchen? We do. We're in it right now. And it's so fun because we're turning the kitchen into the RAD Lab. Because a lab is a place where people go to test their ideas. So you could have a science lab where people do experiments, and you could have an art lab where people create and get their ideas out creatively. And you can have a kitchen lab where you cook and make new recipes, and that's what we're gonna do. So in this book called the No-Cook Cookbook, I found something that looks delicious and I want to make it with you. Look at these fruit parfaits. And so I have been to the market and I picked up some delicious fruits. See that? Raspberries, strawberries, and blueberries. What goes better together than that? So we're gonna make this recipe. Before we even start cooking, we need to do a couple of things, right? Gotta wash our hands, which I did. I washed my hands with soap and water, and we're all really good at doing that now, right? After this past year that we've had of everybody being so careful. So wash your hands, put on an apron. That's such a good idea. That's another fun thing that we could do sometime, or you could do with your family, is decorate or make your own apron. Fun, fun. So I have my apron on and I've got my ingredients out. Let me read to you what we need, or I'm gonna put it up on the computer so you get all the ingredients for our fruit parfaits. But we definitely need our fruit. We need some heavy cream and some Greek yogurt. And we need some vanilla and some sugar. It's gonna be sweet. This is confectioner's sugar, powdered sugar. And we also need all of our tools. So I've got mixing bowls, I've got measuring cups, I've got my spatulas, and measuring spoons. And then I'm gonna show you one more tool that I have. It's a little old-fashioned. It's actually a lot old-fashioned. It's my mixer. You probably have a stand-up mixer maybe in your kitchen, but guess what? This old-fashioned thing works just as well because we're gonna whip up something delicious to go with our berries. All right, Let me get settled here and we'll put it all together. I love this recipe for us because we don't have to use a sharp knife, so it's great for kids. We are using soft fruit, and I've got my fruit ready. I've already washed it to make sure that it's clean. I just need to pick through it and make sure all the little stems are out and that it looks like it's in good shape, and it does. So let's measure our berries into our bowl. I'm going to use a half a cup of blueberries, and I'm pouring it over my bowl so that any ones that fall out fall right into my bowl. How easy is that? Let's do our raspberries, and I think one got away from me. There you go. All right, our strawberries we do need to trim because we don't want to eat that green stem. So this cool tool just scoops it right out, and then I can cut my strawberry in half and in half one more time. But I'm using a plastic knife, which hopefully you can use too. And you can use the knife to cut the stem off as well. And then put the flat side down and cut it in half, and the flat side down again and cut it in half, and there you go. So I think we're gonna need one more strawberry to get our half a cup. And let's see if this will do it. There we go. I think this looks good. So let's dump our strawberries in with the others and just toss them around to make sure they're all mixed together. Doesn't this look good all by itself? Oh, I could eat that whole bowl. But we got more to do. So let's clean up our space. It's always a good idea to clean as you go so that you have less to do when you're all done. All right, I need another bowl. And the recipe calls for 2/3 of a cup of heavy cream. So here's my measuring cup. It's 1/3. I'm going to do 1 and 2. Again, I'm measuring it over my bowl, so any drips or splashes go right in there. And now we're going to need a half a cup for our Greek yogurt. And this I'm going to have to scoop into my measuring cup. I wonder how many scoops it's going to take to fill this up. Oh, there's a little top on here. All right, let's see. 1, 2, I think we need one more. This is gonna do it. That's 3, and that looks pretty good. And this is the reason why we need to keep our hands clean, because watch this. I'm gonna use my finger like a tool. I'm gonna use my finger to scrape this spatula clean and get it all into the bowl. You should always have a towel handy. Paper towels are good too. All right, I think we're ready to mix this up. Oh, I forgot something. We're supposed to put our powdered sugar in. 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. So here it goes. 1. And get in there. Number 2. Now we're ready to use the mixer. So this is the most fun part. Look at that. But don't turn the mixer on before you put it in your bowl, or else everything will go flying and you'll have a big mess to clean up. So put it in the bowl and then turn it on. And we're supposed to mix this for 2 minutes. Oh, I forgot something else, my vanilla. Okay, we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Here it is. I'm gonna pour this over the bowl too, if you have a steady hand. A couple extra drops is okay, but a big spill might be a lot of vanilla. All right, here we go. We're supposed to mix this for 2 minutes until soft peaks form. That means little mountains kind of pop up when you pull the mixer out, and they stay up. So this is going to be yummy. All right, I think I'm done mixing. How does this look? The best part is licking the mixer. All right, I think we're ready to put our whole parfait together. Here's my special cup. Here's my special spoon. Here's my delicious berries. And let's get them in this cup. I shouldn't use my fingers. Let's use the spoon. We'll put one layer of berries, one little layer of the yogurt mixture. And then we'll make another layer of berries. Come on, berries. I want some raspberries in there too. There they are. And then we'll put another layer of our topping. Then I'm going to garnish it. That means put a little fancy something on top with a strawberry. And the recipe says we could crumble some cookies on top. Doesn't that sound good? These are animal cookies from the library. Our summer reading theme is Tails and Tales. So I'm crushing up a zebra and an elephant. And ta-da! So doesn't this look so delish? I think this is a great recipe for you to try at home because it is filled with delicious fresh fruit. So it's healthy for you and yogurt, and it's simple to make. You don't need a sharp knife. You can use just a plastic knife if you're able to use that. You don't have to use the oven or the stove, and yum! It's considered rude to eat in front of people when you don't have it to taste yourself, so I'm not gonna take a bite on this camera, but you better believe that I'm gonna eat this up when I turn the video off. Hey, I wanna show you some other cookbooks and things that we have at the library. If you love to cook or if you're interested in cooking, we have so many different cookbooks just for kids. Look at this one. It's called Kitchen Science Lab for Kids. That sounds so fun. Look at that. I don't even know how they make that. Guess what? There's also a lot of picture books that are about food and have recipes in the back of them. So this is called Amy Wu and the Perfect Bao. This one's called Gazpacho for Nacho. And we have many more of those that are fun. Also, there's a lot of biographies. Do you know that chefs can become famous for the recipes that they create and make and the restaurants that they have? So these are biographies. Those are stories about certain people. And this is Alice Waters, The Trip to Delicious. She loves using fresh, farm fresh foods in her cooking. This story is called The Magic Ramen, the story of Momofuku Ando. And he's the one who invented ramen noodles. Ramen noodles that you can make instant ramen noodles. And this is called Chef Roy Choi and the Street Food Remix. So he got famous for making street food, like in food trucks. Pretty cool. Maybe one of you will be a famous chef one day. I don't know, but I'd like to find out. Practice at home and make something delicious for you and your family. Hey, thanks for coming to this RAD Lab Story Time. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. All right, friends. Bye.